Ain't this what you came to see? African back, girl, giving them sugar.
Of communication, lack of communication. Hello, lack of communication.
So I can explain. Okay, first of all, hey y'all, I can explain because I looked at my last video before I started filming this one, and I was like, when was the last time I spoke with y'all? What was the last video I did? And I noticed at the end of that video, I definitely said see y'all next year and then disappeared. So let's talk about 2024. I'm going to explain where I've been, what's going on, what's new. Clearly, I'm in a different vibe. You can't really see too much, but I am in a different environment than my last video. And I always said that, you know, the thing that's really holding me back from doing YouTube, being my full potential, is that I don't have an iPad. Well, your girl has an iPad now, so I really have no excuses. It was very difficult to edit. So that was definitely one of the reasons I kind of took a pause from YouTube. I was still filming. That was the thing. Like, I still had clips, and I'm going to insert that in this video. But I just did not like editing. It was so tedious. And then sometimes I would get copyrighted or my thing wouldn't upload on YouTube. It was just, and I would leave my laptop and then leave for the day and come back and it was having issues. So yeah, I got 1,000,001 excuses, but that's what was going on for the most part. I will be inserting what I have been doing, and I am just gonna go off my iPad here. Go to the part where I was actually going to go to Boston. I went to Boston for my first time during this month of March of 2024, and I went to go see my friend. So I'll insert some clips of that. The devil did want me to make it. But I just wanted to tell y'all what's been going on. I got to the airport, and the reason I didn't show y'all nothing but little clips because I got to the airport and they told me I missed my flight. Apparently, my flight was scheduled for AM, but I did it through the app and it didn't say nothing about it being AM. But I'm now officially in Boston. I have my pajamas on. I already took my shower. It's just I'm gonna do my makeup and my hair, and I don't want to mess up my clothes because my outfit, y'all gonna see, it's gonna eat down. So okay, hey y'all, we are at the Boston Fine Art Museum. So that happened, came back and was back to reality. We ended up going to a wedding. It was my cousin's sister-in-law's traditional wedding. They were gonna do a destination wedding in Dominican Republic, but they had invited everyone to the triad. So I just got a couple clips of that and I just insert that here. But I'm gonna show y'all the two items I picked up. Okay, so these are the two that I got. They're both from Latif, but this is the fragrance I'll actually be using today. I'm gonna pair it with the Rio de Janeiro 71 just because they have similar smells. Like, they literally have similar smells. All right, hey y'all, so I have not really updated y'all on anything. I'm going to show y'all my outfit when I get to the venue. I'm on my way to the wedding right now. Jump scare. I just wanted to end off the vlog. I completely forgot to do it yesterday because I was so tired from the wedding. But hopefully y'all enjoyed the vlog. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the wedding, and I will see y'all in the next one. More. During that month, me and my friend, we went to Afrobeats World. They've been really blowing up since the first time we went, which was back in 2024, and I'll insert clips of that.
Here we go.
Me and my friends, we had a mishap at this restaurant I usually like to go to. I'm not even gonna give them no camera time, but we just had a very poor experience. I know some people always have an issue with my light. I'm actually using it right now to give some more definition, but a lot of people have an issue with my light, and we had moved in an area that there was no one there. There was like someone facing this way, but he wasn't like in our peripheral, whatever. And yeah, they were just, it was not a good experience. And I have not been back there since. So, as my mother would say, -1. Started getting ready to go to Spain, and I have so much clips from that. I might end up posting my clips separately. I will do like a little 1-2 in this video, but I started doing like maintenance, got my hair done, and just started preparing to go to Spain. So here's some clips of that.
Bro, look. When I went there.
So Spain, let me talk about that. So I ended up going to Spain, but since I was already in Europe, I decided that I was going to go and visit some family since I was already going to be out there. I went to London first to go visit family members. Honest, London. Maybe I watched too much Top Boy, but it was just very underwhelming being there. I also think maybe like the area that I stayed at, I really wish I would have been in like South London because it has more of like the culture too. Definitely feel like I need to run London back because I don't really think I got the full experience that I should have gotten. But yeah, I went to London first, then I went to Spain. Amazing time. I was actually in Spain for a pre-law fellowship, and I will link the information of that pre-law fellowship because it was actually amazing. I did a week, and after that I actually ended up starting a new job, and that was great. Going to New York with one of my friends, and we went to Sold Out Dates, and I love that. Like, Sold Out Dates was amazing. It was really cool. And I just had a great time. It was just a room full of people just enjoying themselves in open space, enjoying like R&B. They had 3 or 4 different DJs, and it was just a variety of things. And I think it was really nice that we went to New York for that because New York is like the melting pot. Like, you will encounter Caribbean people, African people, European people, Latino, Latinx people. Like, you really encounter those people there. So the DJs really put on for that, and I really like that. But it was really fun. I enjoyed myself. I'm gonna insert some clips. So now I have to get to like the downfall of a lot of things that happened. So I come back from New York. It was a nice, quick trip. And I come back from New York and I end up getting in a car accident during a work trip, and I end up getting a concussion. I have never had a concussion before. Never had nothing like that before, but it really negatively impacted me, and it's still impacting me to this day. So that's also been very difficult, but it happened exactly a week before my birthday. Since I didn't know what a concussion was, I didn't really know what to expect. I ended up just kind of ignoring it and putting it off for so long that during my birthday shoot, I was having headaches. And I'm gonna insert the video of my birthday shoot here. I really needed to go to the doctor, and I did. So I ended up being on leave for a long period of time. I did half days at work. And it was very difficult for me because growing up Nigerian, you want to be the best, you want to be successful, and being away from work, it just like put me on edge. Like, oh my gosh, my work is just being left behind here. And yes, people were picking up or like filling in the way that they could, answering questions because I was doing half days, but it just was not the same. So I really had that concern. I really felt bad about that. But it was the Wale concert, and that concert was amazing. Like, he came off the stage at the end after he like did his thank yous and stuff and gave us all roses, that as many as he had, and then he also like signed the Nigerian flag that I had. So it was very good concert. Like, I really enjoyed it, and I am a fan of Wale. I love DC, so him being a DC native, and I just love his music. He's always uplifting Black women. Go see my friend again in Boston around this time. It was the day before Halloween, and then we went to go see some Black-owned places, and just enjoyed Boston overall. I got to see a little bit more because the first time I went there, we were mainly doing like Burna Boy related stuff, like getting ready for that, and then we did some sightseeing as well. But I feel like this trip I saw more because we went to a play. We also were able to go into certain parts of Boston that I hadn't seen before. My birthday and the accident and stuff before Boston, I actually, I'm not gonna cry. My aunt ended up going into the hospital. She was in the ICU, and I just got the call like, oh, she's in the ICU. I went to go see her. She was not very responsive when we were like all there. So then I tried to visit her like daily while I was there because the hospital was not too far from my job. So when I was doing like little half days, I would go and see her after work on the days that I could if my headaches weren't too bad. Maybe like a week or two after I came back from Boston, my aunt did end up passing away. It was very hard for me. It's something that's still impacting me to this day because I realized that when she passed away, I didn't truly grieve. And that goes back to the whole thing of like thinking that you, or being Nigerian and just thinking that you just have to be a certain way and not really processing things, because I didn't really grow up like that. It still really impacted me. I gained so much weight in 2025, and y'all will see that in these next part of me talking about 2025. I gained so much weight in 2025. I was probably the heaviest I've ever been. I was almost 200 pounds. Right now, I'm still working on like losing that weight and getting back my health, because even like sometimes when I'm doing stuff, I'm breathing very hard. Like I'm just very out of shape. And and when I was going to the gym, I started going to the gym in January after her funeral. I tried to do like specific exercises for my body weight, my height, all of those things, and the thing told me I was overweight. So for my height, so I knew like I definitely needed to like hit the gym and stuff. But yeah, that was just very hard for me. It's still impacting me. A lot of people don't even know that that happened because I didn't really talk about it, but my emotions were just like all over the place. And it's gonna be 2 years at the close to the end of this year that she's been gone. But I just think about like when I came back from Spain, she was so happy. She was telling everybody in her building like, yeah, my niece just came back from Spain. So that was just the kind of person that was the type of relationship we always had. Like I could tell her about stuff that was going on. She was very encouraging of everything that I had going on, and she just always liked to tell people about it. So I really miss having those conversations with her as well. And I really I remember anytime something would be going on like at work or something, and I'm telling her like, yeah, like they're complaining about that I'm doing this. And I remember this lady, I was working at this place a couple years ago, but the lady was like, oh, I don't sound cheerful enough for her over the phone. I'm like, mind you, during that time, I used to be on the city bus for 2 hours. That's just one way. And I get to work by 8 a.m. So I didn't really know how much more cheerful she wanted me to be. And plus, I have a very monotone voice too. So it was just like, I don't know what was going on with her. But my aunt was like, what did she want you to do? A cartwheel? So that was just very much how she was. But I truly miss her so much. And I don't think anything can ever be the same for me with her being gone like that. But it was a very difficult time for me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not even looking at the camera throughout this video because I'm so distracted. I'm trying to make sure that I'm in the frame. But it was quite the way to start off the year. And so what did I do? Something I do best, which is book a trip. So I ended up booking a trip to Puerto Rico as a family. Puerto Rico was amazing. I'm very big on like history and like learning about specifically where enslaved Africans are, and like black people and people that look like me and are different from me. And I thought it was so cool going to La Jolla. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. It's like the place where a lot of people that were ancestors, their ancestors were Congolese, Nigerian, Ghanaian, Senegalese, and further like more. And they speak Spanish there. Like everyone solely speaks Spanish, and it's different from where we stayed at, where they called it like the Miami and Puerto Rico, where people are speaking English and Spanish there. But in that part of Puerto Rico, like Spanish was their primary language, but they looked like me. So I thought that was just really cool. I love Puerto Rico. I definitely want to go back. I really enjoyed myself.
There in the community. Okay, that one is Ismael Rivera. Is one of my favorite salsa artists from Puerto Rico, but
Honestly, you can only run as fast as your feet take you, and I could not run away from the fact that my aunt died and it was impacting me on such a major level. So I tried to do a lot of things that I like to do. I went to a gospel concert of this gospel artist, CC Wayne's. I was going to the museum because I love going to the museum. I did that by myself. I did a lot of solo things, but I still couldn't deal with it. I still couldn't wrap it around my head. So I was going to do like a lot of working out. I was taking classes that were focusing on working out. So I did yoga, I did cycling, I did boxing, I did HIIT. I was doing all types of different classes that were related to exercise, but I don't feel like I was really truly losing the weight. And one thing about it, even if you don't outwardly express that something's going on, your body's going to outwardly express that. So I was having all types of stuff going on. They were doing tests on me because I felt like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on, like something's wrong, but I was never relating it to stress. So since I wasn't doing that, I thought, hey, why don't I just book another flight? And during this time, I actually went to go see one of my really good friends. I call her my cousin because like we grew up together. I went to go visit her in DC. Like I said, one thing about me, I love the DMV. I love the DMV. But I went to there to go visit her, and we just did like just things around the town there. We went to the National Art Gallery, went to Chinatown. We actually, the first time I went to DC was with her, and that was for her birthday. So I had already been to some of these places, and plus I do visit there quite often because I have family that lives out there too. So any excuse to go to DC, I'm there. I did a business certificate through one of the universities here, so I was picking up certificates. My light has just died, so I guess we just gonna have to go like this. And then I went to the Davido concert as well. And the Davido concert was great. It was amazing. I am a big fan of Davido as well as Wizkid, and I know they got their thing going on, but it was a very good concert. He ended up giving the girl that was standing beside me $5,000. So it was definitely a concert for the book. It was the Let's Giddy Fest, so they had different Afro beats artists. So there's Juan Cole, King Promise. They also have Ampiano artists, Tyler ICU, TXC, just a lot of different artists, and as well local artists too. So I went to that by myself. So I'll insert clips of So for my birthday, I ended up going to Arizona and Jamaica, and I went to Phoenix. I landed in Phoenix. I did some activities there. If I have a lot of footage, then I will do a separate vlog for my Arizona trip. I know I don't have a lot for Jamaica because I truly was just having like a really great time. I love Jamaica so much. Like people were just so nice. The sun, I think that was the main thing. Like just having that sunlight on you, and I grew up in a place that's very cold, can be cloudy, gloomy. It just did not compare to Jamaica. It was amazing. I really enjoyed myself, and those were both solo trips, and that was another thing. I was really happy I went by myself. I'm from Jamaica, and my friend had asked me to be one of her bridesmaids, so I will be filming a lot of that as well. I'm really excited. to be a part of that journey. Then the week after that, I went to Chicago with my friend, the same one I went to New York with, and we went to the Fireboy concert and just explored Chicago. Went to the Kings of Gospel concert, and that had Lock the Doors. Let me stop playing. Their artists, and then there was also a gospel artist that's from here. He was actually like the host, and then he also performed too. Then I went to the Gabsy concert. If you don't know who Gabsy is, he's a UK artist, and I had the best time at that. And then I went to the Valiant concert. The way that I ended off the year, I ended it off with going into my new apartment. So I am now in my first apartment. It definitely has been an experience. I'm really happy about it. It has been hard, I'm not gonna lie, because there's like responsibility. There's so much you need to know. There's so much you have to have put together, and I definitely experienced that I need, because if I ever want to like move out of state, I at least have a hold on things, of knowing how things should go. So that's where I've been. That's what's been going on with me. I'm not going to disappear like that again. That was like OD to the highest power. Gone for 2 years. No excuse. That's some madness. People have been coming up to me like, when is a new video dropping? And I kept saying like, yeah, I'm gonna have one. I'm gonna put one out. Da, da, da. That's the same thing I did with my podcast. Don't worry. Another episode to the podcast. We're gonna relaunch the 2nd season of the podcast, because we outside with it, okay? But yes, I'm definitely gonna be consistent. I have no excuse now, because my excuse was always I needed an iPad. Why did I need an iPad? Because I said it was gonna be easier for me to edit. I will not disappear. Just because if the iPad thing doesn't work, it does not mean I'm gonna disappear. I'm not gonna disappear. But I really appreciate y'all watching the video up until this point. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one.